September the 7th. This is the regularly scheduled public safety meeting. We do not have a quorum today. We've waited 6 minutes. I don't think my colleagues are going to be able to make it, unfortunately. So what we're going to do is we're going to run down the line on, I guess, how many? We don't have any regular liquor licenses. All right, since we have special event licenses, we're going to read them all out. And then we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to push all 5 of you guys to all 5 of your individual events to the full council meeting under the consent agenda. The full council will be able to ask questions related to those events. However, since we do not have a quorum today and y'all all meet all of the requirements that were already set forth, we're just going to push them to the full agenda. So they will be on 1 week from today, consented on the full agenda. And y'all give us a shout or come up after if y'all have any questions about that. I'm going to read out those events. First is going to be Slice Fest, located at 29th Street South from 7th Avenue South to 8th Avenue South. Next event is going to be Woodlawn Sunday Dinner from 55 Place North from 1st Avenue South to 1st Avenue North. Third is going to be Dia de los Muertos from Pepper Place, in the Pepper Place District. Fourth item is going to be, I'm sorry for my pronunciation, but Haute Pink, at the 500 block of 23rd Street South. Fourth item is going to be Dinner on Blanc, 9th Avenue North between 21st Street North and 23rd Street North. All 5 of those events will be consented and pushed forward to the main council agenda 1 week from today at 9:30 in these chambers. So if y'all are here for those 5 events, thank you for being here, and y'all are going to be on the full agenda 1 week from today. You don't have to be here for that, but the council will be able to ask questions if they would like, so you are welcome to be here if you would like. Thank you all for showing up today. All right, Detective, I think the next item we have is actually the Euphoria update. So if we can get you guys to come give us an update with a safety plan, please.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. If you'll, just for the record, state your name and address, please.
My name is Monica Hatcher. My address is 1301 Centerpoint Parkway, Suite 109, Birmingham, Alabama, 35215.
All right.
And so as an update, when we were here the last time, we talked about the additional security that Euphoria was going to have. If there are 75 patrons, then there will be at least 2 security guards present. And then for each additional 75 patrons, there will be another security guard. They're going to be tracking the number of people that are coming to the club, and they will have 2 security guards on the front door, 1 female at all times, so that when they do check IDs or if they have to check for their purses, there will be a female to do that for female patrons. They will have safety policies in place that the security guards will have to undergo extensive training so that they will learn how to recognize any potential violence that may occur, any potential intoxication that may occur on the premises. And they will have a guideline as to how to respond to any criminal activity, how to know when to contact the actual police department. One of the security officers, the head one, is a former police officer and ex-military that will be on premises to help them navigate through any issues that they may have. They will be securely securing the bathrooms, checking those. They are going to be in the parking lot to make sure that there is no violent activity occurring in the parking lot. There will be someone at each entrance. We will have security cameras up inside and outside. There will be metal detectors that the patrons will have to go through before they can enter the establishment. They're going to be posted the actual age that you will be required to participate, to actually come into the club. And they will have a scanner to check driver's license to try to weed out any potential fraud or anyone that shouldn't be in the club. They're going to also train their staff as to how to notice any aggressive behavior or any intoxication so that they will know how to contact security, and then security will contact the police if they are needed. As far as sexual assaults or anything, they don't anticipate any of that happening inside Euphoria or on its actual premises, but they are aware that when you are drinking, that some women or men become more vulnerable, so they will try to look out and identify any person that is potentially at risk from a sexual predator who may be present at the club. And they're going to have a system in place as to how the security officers will remove any unruly patrons. They will try to make sure that the people involved in the fight are going to be leaving at separate times if it happens inside the club, and they will watch to make sure that they are gone. He plans to have plenty of security if there's going to be a large crowd there. They are also working with the neighborhood to ensure that they do projects often throughout the year to try to deter some of the youth from the violence that's going on in the community. They will be only using on-site parking. I know before we said that they were going to try to use a neighbor's parking lot, but there have been spaces designated for the club based on the number of patrons that are actually allowed to come in the club. So he can confine that parking to his own controlled parking space. Now, zoning has given us some issues that they are concerned about, and we're going to be working with them to try to get those rectified and resolved prior to the next update that we have to give. But it goes into extensively more detail in this handout that I gave you, but that's just the basics. They are working on trying to make sure that the club is safe. The lighting is in place because it's kind of on it was a dark street, so they're going to make sure they have lighting, significant lighting outside, inside, and they're going to be counting the number of people to make sure that only the capacity that's allowed inside is there, and only the capacity that's allowed on the outside is there. Any others will have to be turned away if they're at full capacity.
Okay. Thank you very much for this update. I appreciate it. It is a drastic improvement from the original one, and it does, from what I can see, comply with our ordinances in terms of a safety plan. One question for you. The first page says that there's going to be 2 security guards when 75 or more patrons are present at the same time. If you have less than 75, is the plan not to have 2 security personnel there?
No, sir. I think it's only 1 will be there if it's less than 75.
Okay. But there is a plan to have
security at all times.
Security at all times.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to disseminate this to my colleagues, and then they will have an opportunity at the full council meeting to ask you any questions, and that's where we're going to go from there.
Yes, sir.
So you guys will not have to come back before public safety.
Oh.
So y'all will go on to the full council agenda. I believe that, Jeff, do you remember how we did it? Do you remember if we did it from where we pushed it back to public safety and then they were going to come before the full council, or if we gave an exact date that they will come back before the council? Or, because I don't remember. Do you remember?
I would yield to the OCA, but I think in some instances they've done 90 days and they come back for a review.
Yeah. Or Miss Bernard, do you remember?
can double check, but I believe it was the 90 days. I believe the clerk's office sent out a letter saying it would come back on the agenda on September 28th.
Okay.
I think that's,
Okay.
Set the agenda for the council?
Yeah, that will be when you come back before the full council, not before public safety. You know, as far as what we require in public safety, I believe that y'all have met those requirements in terms of having a valid safety plan of action. And so
Can you tell me the procedure? I have a trial on the 28th at 9.
we can do the following Tuesday if you would like. Would
Yes,
that
sir.
work better for you?
Yes, sir.
All right, why don't we do the following Tuesday, which
Okay.
is, I believe that's October, is it October the 5th?
5th, okay.
It's going to be that following Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
And that way you can be present, because I'm sure my colleagues on the council will have questions, and I would just reiterate to them, the details about the safety plan.
Yes,
But
sir.
I also, and I'm not telling you what
I
to do,
understand.
okay? But as a note, I would make sure that you articulate that there will be a security personnel there if there's below 75 people, because I think that question will come up.
Yes, sir.
And so we will put you on for the 5th.
Thank you so
Are we
much.
good with zoning?
No, Mr. Chairman, there are several issues from a zoning standpoint. First, I inspected the location today. None of the parking that should be on site appears to be available because the gate is locked. There is razor wire on the gate, as well as a stage and appears to be a trailer, like the back of a 18-wheeler trailer that they're utilizing that is in the parking area. There is three or four locations on the site where they have outside storage. One in particular has building material, and they've been parking across the street. Across the street is actually marked off with cones and a gate and yellow tape. So these are significant zoning violations in that one of the things that zoning initially looks at is your parking. The parking was specifically in place at the time that I actually approved this location, and so those things must come into compliance. I will be sending them a zoning violation notice, which will allow them 2 weeks to correct those violations. If not, I will have to proceed with enforcement.
Okay, Ms. Bernard, I have a technical question for you. Is in terms of the independency of those zoning violations and what the council has put forth with wanting a safety plan, can those two things proceed independent of each other? I mean, because this location is open, so they should be in compliance with zoning no matter what, whether the council finds this to be an appropriate plan of action or not.
Yeah.
It's my opinion that they should not be in violation of
that can proceed separately, but violation of any city ordinance is anything that's related to the operation of the business or anything that could be prosecuted in municipal court, which would include zoning violations. Those are grounds to revoke the license.
Okay.
So, while those are standing, they've still got, grounds that are,
Sure. So,
that
Ms.
would be
Brundage,
valid for a license revocation. So they should come into compliance with everything.
okay, so Ms. Brundage, I'm going to say that we keep the October 5th
Okay.
date.
There was a letter, we'll
Didn't I
need to
say
let the city clerk, after the hearing, the city clerk sent a letter saying it would be September 28th. So we may want to let the clerk know and update.
Well, per the request of the licensee, I think that it's amicable that
Yeah.
we have the 5th. I think,
Yeah.
I assume that, that's a request.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think it's amicable.
What we could do is let it come back. It'll automatically show up on the September 28th agenda, and you can just say that a continuance had been requested
That's fine.
by the licensee.
And then also, Ms. Brundage, will you let us know what the outcome is of that zoning action?
I will.
Thank you very much. And then,
And I would,
and then-
I would also say, that the police may want to see the safety plan. We may want to get that reviewed.
Is
So-
there an electronic copy you can disseminate to us? I'm happy to make copy, like physical paper copies.
You got me? Okay.
Okay. And so we'll send that to PD, and we'll also
If you could
let
send
you
a
know
copy.
that, you know, the zoning issue is going to be running concurrently. And then we expect that the zoning staff will have a recommendation to the council based on whatever has happened or not happened by the 5th, which is the date that we're agreeing y'all come back, okay? So we're on the same page?
Yes, sir, we are.
Great. All right. Thank you for being here, and thank you for working on this. All right. We're not going to have our pawn shop. That has been pulled today. Next item is going to be BPD Project Safe Neighborhood Grant.
Good afternoon. My name
Good
is
afternoon.
Michael Smith, Deputy Chief of Investigative Bureau for Birmingham Police Department.
Will you let us know a little bit about what you're doing?
Yes, Birmingham Police Department was advised a couple of months ago that a Project Safe Neighborhood Grant would be available for not just Birmingham Police Department, but the other municipalities in the surrounding area. We took it upon ourselves to apply for that grant in 2 different areas. One, of course, being for cameras, and the other grant is simply for license plate readers. The goal strategically is to place those cameras in various parts of the city of Birmingham, ensuring a better and safer Birmingham in the future.
So is this going to be in conjunction with Alabama Power?
Got that application for it, but I don't have it.
It will when it comes down to installation. That is correct.
Okay, and then what is the total amount? The dollar amount?
The Birmingham Police Department asked for the cameras, I believe a total of $35,000. And again, I think an additional $35,000 for the license plate reader.
Okay.
We do understand we are going to have to share the pot of money if we are granted that amount with the other municipalities. That's why we kept our prices reasonable and our requests reasonable.
Okay, so how many municipalities are applying?
That I do not know. All I know is the surrounding municipalities such as Jefferson County. I'm sure they'll be asking, Bessemer will be asking for grant money as well.
Okay, and are these going to be flock
I'm sorry?
cameras?
That's correct.
Okay. Do y'all mind sending me I got the submission for it to be on Public Safety Committee, but I didn't get any backup information, and I don't know if that's coming from, like, all the specifics. If y'all don't mind emailing me that, I would appreciate it.
That won't be a problem.
Because we just got the application itself. Or is this just the request to apply?
That is correct. This
Oh,
is just
okay,
the application
okay.
itself.
I'm sorry. I thought you had won the grant.
We
Never
are in
mind.
hopes that we do win some of that
Gotcha.
money.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense. All right. Thank you very much.
You're
Both
welcome.
of these items, are you guys pushing it forward, or would you like us to push it forward to the full council?
Well, I would have to confer with Terry Burrell, who's been instrumental in helping us with the grant program,
Okay.
to find out how we move forward from here on.
All right. We got you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right. Next item we have an ALEA grant, which is, looks like for one BPD vehicle. And then there looks like there's another ALEA task force.
Oh, yeah, there it is. The vehicle assignment is the next one.
Okay. All right, Mr. Roberts, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. What
So
you got?
7 and 8 are similar. They're both grants from ALEA. They involve our Alabama Drug Enforcement Task Force and 2 officers that are participating in that task force. 7 is ALEA has agreed to reimburse the city for the purchase of a 2021 Ford F-150 for use in the Drug Enforcement Task Force. The city will buy that, and then ALEA will reimburse those funds. So this is authorization to receive those funds.
All right. Do you want us to move it forward, or do you want to move it forward?
Actually, that one will go to the Budget and Finance on Monday and Council on Tuesday, so we'll move that one forward.
All right, good deal. Is that the same issue for the next task force vehicle?
What?
Is that the same issue for the next task force vehicle?
No, that one doesn't involve any funds. That's a transfer of a vehicle that was used by another department. Leah will transfer that to the city for use by one of our officers. It's a 2018 Chevrolet 1500. We have to agree to transfer the title into the name of the city and provide insurance for the vehicle, but no funds will be expended. So that can be sent straight to the council next Tuesday.
Okay. So one officer gets a brand new 2021 truck and one gets a used 2018 truck?
That's right.
All right. Do you have any other items?
Quite a few, yes, sir.
All right. Let's run through all of them.
Number 9 is a ALEA user agreement. ALEA user agreement. I don't know if Chief Sellers has anything to say about that, but that's just an agreement for the parameters of using the ASIGIS system with ALEA.
All right. Sounds good. What you
All
got?
right, and number 10, state, and that one can go directly to the council from you. Number 10 is agreement with the ALEA State Bureau of Investigation to conduct investigations for use of force, particularly involving use of firearms by officers.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. And that can go straight to the council. Number 11, that was presented for IMS. It's actually for the police department, but was submitted by IMS. Do you want to say anything about that? I can just run it down real quick. So that is just adding additional annual CAD public safety maintenance and support that wasn't included on the original agreement. The agreement was awarded through a cooperative purchase contract, and the additional purchase is also under a cooperative purchase contract. It adds, I think, $394,231.50 to the contract,
Okay.
and that will need to go to the
BNF.
yeah.
All right. Sounds
Budget and
good. We're good
Finance.
with
So
that.
that's Monday, and then it'll go to council on Tuesday. So
All right.
13. And let me just make sure I didn't skip anything. 12 was not mine, but it is police department. I'll let them address that before I move to 13.
Good afternoon, Councilor.
How you doing, Chief?
Hey, I'm Deputy Chief Sellers. On September 18th, Saturday, September 18th, the Birmingham Police Department, in conjunction with several community volunteers, will be offering a free community wellness day. So we'll be bringing in the Addiction Coalition, teaching people about gardening, you name it. We'll be doing it on that Saturday. So.
Sounds good. I think we skipped the high-intensity drug task force. I had that you guys were going to run through the high-intensity drug trafficking.
That's number 13 on
That, oh,
Is that not what it is on yours?
Yeah.
that's fine. It doesn't matter. I just want to make sure we touch it.
So yeah, 13 is an agreement with the DEA to participate in the high-intensity drug task force area program. And I think the officers, let me get that up in front of me. The city's going to provide 3 officers for participation in that program, and the DEA will reimburse the city for qualified salary and benefits as well as qualified expenses for the officers' participation.
Okay, and Mr. Roberts, where is that reimbursement going to? Is that going to be shown in a line item in the general fund, or is that going to be shown under?
That'll go in the general fund.
Okay, so it's not going to be shown under income from BPD in the budget?
No.
Okay.
No. Now, I say it's supposed to go in the general fund. I don't know how it's set up, but that's where it's supposed to go.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
What else?
Number 14 is a fire department contract. If you want me to just, I'll tell them about that. So that is the purchase of manuals and an annual subscription for research material related to policies for the fire department. And that's a 2-year subscription agreement. It totals $76,274.45 for both years. You want to break that down real quick? I know that the first cost is in the 40s, and then after that, it's in the 29. Is that right?
That's correct. Afternoon, Council.
Hey,
Corey
Chief.
Moon, serve as a fire chief for Birmingham Fire and Rescue. So the item before you is, just like the attorney said, is policy updating and policy training platform. The cost of year one is $49,064.25. The cost for year two is $27,210.20. And just using this platform will ensure that we have defensible policies that have been vetted, because all of our policies now are out of date. So we're looking for a more efficient way to update our policy manual.
Okay. I have a question to ask you about that offline. Is there a way you can hang out for like
Yes, sir.
5-10 minutes so
Yes,
we can chat on those policies? Thank you. And then, Mr. Roberts, are you going to send this to BNF and then full council, or?
That one has to go to budget funding, yes.
But you're going to
Yeah,
submit
we'll
that
get
one
that.
too?
We'll
Okay,
get that
good
up there.
deal.
Now, I will say that there was questions about year 3, and we would have to do a new agreement, but I think we would be locked into that lower $27,000 figure for year 3, but it will have to be a new contract, so.
Okay.
And 15, that's a contract with the United States Army to respond to the Reserve Center out on Oxmoor Road. And that is needed because of some federal regulation where they are required to get an agreement with a local law
Yeah,
enforcement.
same thing we
agency
did at the
to
airport, right?
respond. Yes,
All right, sounds good. You got anything else for me, Mr. Roberts?
I believe that's
All right.
it.
We're good on all those items. All right, seeing that no one else is here for a quorum, we are dismissed. Thank y'all for being here. Yes, sir.